Okay, and a good morning, everyone. Oh, look at this. Michael Venezia, head trader at Tradeview Markets. It's NVIDIA Eve, whichever way you want to call it. It's cliche. It's yet to be determined if it's really going to drive the market, the earnings or not. You know what? Going by my screen here, and I'll sign in for a second. Zoom, where's my share? New share. As we look at the Tradeview Market site, here we are. The day before. Apple, let's pull the charts over here actually instead of looking here at Apple. Nice run up. Shopify was taking calls all morning. Zoom, Lewis, a Zoom player, identified that trade yesterday. You know what? I think I sold that at 66, 67, Lewis, yesterday, right around here. And I'm okay with it. But listen, for those, this is a good point going into the NVIDIA's earnings tonight because it's going to be at least move the NASDAQ, if not the move from NASDAQ, if not more. My point being is this is the plan. Unless you want to trade NVIDIA, and I have no problem with that, NVIDIA and the rest of the group, as my arrow is here, you know, or the tag alongs, if you will. Marna giving some back. Wayfair. That was my stepson email. Where's this QS? This thing freaking bounced yet? 682. What's wrong with this thing? Okay, my point being is this. For the stocks in my screen that have reported so far, like a Dick's Sporting Goods stores or a Macy's or what other stocks, or an Onion that has a hangover, and look at CFD giving that back. You want to know, or a Pins or stocks that have been acting well before. There's a PayPal, a D-Dog, a Riven. This is the double down on Riven here. You know what? This is a double down on Riven. I don't like using that term if I go on tangents. I apologize. You could see Riven here, regardless of what the market's doing. And I'll give you the NVIDIA plan. It's in the back of my mind and how I'm going to play it going forward. But a couple of things here, Riven. Now, Riven's doing the complete opposite with the NASDAQ. When the NASDAQ was going down, Riven was going up. Now it's at this as Tesla's even pulling a nice bounce. Percentage-wise, Riven's hanging in there. And you know what? I don't like the fact that it hasn't made these type of moves up. We do have the cushion of the 200-day. We have the cushion of still being, it's arguably in an uptrend. I wouldn't even call this a flag anymore. I don't know what this is called. Obviously, above these moving averages here, the 8 and 21-day. Pardon me. 10 and 21-day being 21.99. I'd be looking for that to maybe resume that flag and over the moving averages. But for any edification, I'm going to the weekly. The weekly even on the 21-day is 1776. That would hurt. So here's Riven, not really participating as well as the other stocks should. At Nevada today, we'll look at that chart. My God, they gave you the chance yesterday to get out. Now, SMCI. Now, SMCI was up very nicely yesterday, and NVIDIA was down. And that's because they're taking profits in NVIDIA and trying to cover SMCI. So they're even doing opposites in the stocks that have been acting poorly, or conversely, lately. Wild stuff. Roku, Netflix got some nice upgrades today. Bullflow, we pointed that out. Intel finally back bouncing. This thing yesterday looked horrible. Okay, let's get back into TradeGATEHub. Maracoin, Upstart, Carvana, IONQ finally bouncing a little bit. That looked horrible at 12. Now it's 15. They didn't want it. IONQ bounce. What is this day right here? This first day up is the first day up on volume. IONQ having a good range. D-Dog, Asan, the CEO, continues to kill. It's still buy. Shopify had calls this morning. AMD, obvious that needs no introduction. What it should be there is an update on what Coach did, because Coach was bearish from 120, 118, or whatever it might be. I apologize if I shortchanged it, Coach, in any way about the AMD trade or where it was, but it was a hell of a freaking trade. VFS, out of stock on the board. We talked about it yesterday. Coach said it looked good. This is the stock with range, volume, and price action. Today, where? Let's look at today's chart, for example. Let's go to 2 minutes. Opened in the hole at 29. It came back and walked. Tony P was 44. Now it came back. It's probably resting here at this 44. That's the 1 drive, 2 drive. And where is the high of it? Because it came public. The high is at 46. Keep an eye on it. It's for the active trader. It's going to do, it's not, that's what is wrong with this thing. It's Disney still has nothing, right? You know what I mean? Target has nothing still. Look at Target. It had its chance. It had its chance. I sold it too. I had to. I had to at a principal. I don't care if it goes to 160. Net, those go down. Let's look at Walmart. Jim Cramer's pushing Walmart, saying he doesn't understand why it's going down. Other stocks in the group, Dollar General. Oh, look at that thing. It's incredible what Dollar General did. 260 cut in half. You got no shot now on the weekly. Costco, the antithesis or opposite. Costco. BJ Wholesaler. That looks bad too. BJ, this one I want short. I don't like this company. And I had it short through this break here. And if I was alert, I would have shorted it through this gap at 68. Still through this gap here at 66. Testing the 50-day at 65. Recent lows are 60. The rest of the group is proverbially weak, and it's going to break this trend here. You know, BJ Wholesaling, it's not a barn burner, but, you know, certainly I would have loved to have from this triple top here, as, you know, almost like an Apple situation. Actually, that's not. What had the triple top of NVIDIA? Or Microsoft. Those are bad comparisons. Maybe that's a little bit better comparison. But the BJ, I kind of would have liked it here, but you know what? It's not where stock has been. It's where it's going, and that stock. I'm not even biased towards not liking it. I have no. Well, listen. You know what I mean? It is what it is. All right, let's go to TGH. Let's go into some active sharing. We got Paul back. We got the room being more personal than ever. You know what? I appreciate that. You know, I do. You know, we're in it together. You know, stocks that we trade 5 million, 8 million shares a day. There's plenty of it to go around. As coach is putting a sell last 4427. I'm not going to argue with that. That's the spies. That's coaches on the spies. Let me go to my spies. And coach is going back 1 o'clock. He's going back what? Probably a 5-minute chart. Is that 2-hour chart? I'll go to an hourly chart. All right, now listen. This is what coach sees from my chart. Add line study, trend line. You know, I get it. This trend lines don't work. There's coach's gap here. Let me go to my chart. I know what he's looking at. It's clear. It's like looking at a freaking fractured ankle. You know what I mean? If a doctor can't tell what a fracture looks like, then have a nice day. I get it. It's an entry point. What's up with the VIX? No bounce. VIX 20-minute, VIX 1 minute. You know what, though? I will say this, and I'll go to the Jesus feed if I'm jumping around. I hope I got the right screens. I should have the right screens. And the Jesus feed said this, and it's really right. The only thing holding us back from maybe staying afloat a little bit today is, where is this? Actions thinned down in a bit. Names, a few guys seeing some flow led by Apple. All right, they're playing some text. GDXJ, bullish October, not bad. Risk on this morning. Energy underperforming. Image posted. Why don't I get these images? Why am I not getting images? Anti-VIX. Why am I not getting pictures of the anti-VIX? I'm freaking out here. But I'm going to have to go to this, guys. Maybe I have too many windows open. Boom. But I have to show it because it's very, very relevant. It's the one thing that might, like I said, when I started to make this statement, that might actually keep us down for a little bit today. Oh, that's why I got timed out. That's my thing, Tony P. All right, anti-VIX is important here, as I'll get to it. Delta put calls, credit default swaps. Oh, here it is over here. Here's the chart on the spies, right where coach said. Right there. Coming up on a 9er. I'm going to have to do it too. It's a good entry point, and it's a proper thing to do in this type of market. Here's the anti-VIX. We're at a sell signal here. And I want to articulate what was said. It's important. So anybody that's in there, trust me, hang in there, because I use this vernacular a lot. I have too many windows open there for my public. NASDAQ leading ahead of NVIDIA. Where is it? I can't go too long. I got to cut my losses. All right. GDX, notable size in high beta names, still on neutral. Go to the bottom. Dow bearish. I don't know why I'm not getting this. Trust me, it's the VIX right now coming down to this level that people are going to want to start buying protection again. So as it may become in the later afternoon or the late morning or early afternoon, I wouldn't be surprised if people want to take some profits. You're seeing some moves like or protection. You're seeing moves like Apple's. I have 19 windows open. Moves like Apple. You know, this is a nice move for some people to get out and rotate. 170 to 181 is a big move. You know what I mean? ADI this morning, they could have destroyed it. It was 168. It very could have been 161. And analog devices, this is what it did. I talked about this all the time. They want you to get out at the algos or whatever programs. It's okay. It's the herd mentality or whatever. Pardon me. There was the flush on volume. It's always a volume flush. It's always a flush on volume. Volume precedes price. Price precedes volume. Coach might argue there. 168. Then you went to broke the open 169. Now ADI is actually what? Down 40 cents on the day. They actually could have destroyed it. So naturally, if ADI went up, Texas Instruments did the same thing. I posted this here. 163 to 169 Texan. Those are the boomer semis. I wouldn't be putting much credence in this move because it's right up to some resistance, almost analogous as the SPY chart. But I'd be tactically trading and gets back to my original statement with Nevada. You know what I mean? There are other stocks that are going to be trading actively if you just concentrate on price action and range. For example, Foot Locker. I'll just give you an example. Or what won't be affected? So much as GDX won't be so much affected by NVIDIA tomorrow. It won't. Maybe more economic numbers come out. So you want to, judge the weakness. Like today, they're taking down the oils as they take up some of the tech stocks. You know what I mean? That's what's happening today. CF hasn't had a down day in probably freaking 2 months. Well, you know what I mean, CF. But they're rotating properly. Cisco still, SPHC, Cisco still acting properly. This FN, I brought up 19 times. If you're a trader that doesn't have to worry about sentiment, just go to stocks like Alex has been posting. This is what the query is. Stocks that break above yesterday's high with over 20% volume. And you had FN on the morning. FN's close was 153.59. The high was 154.70. You could probably see where the stops took place this morning. That was another one. What else was another stop? Cisco's been going up every day. Buy Cisco. Alex pointed this one again too. This is not Alex on the back hour, but I'm trying to teach him about relative strength and to make the easy money. This is the same thing. Is it a little extended? Yeah. But you know what? It's going to have to take something like a Nevada or NVIDIA bad number to bring this down to 54 and probably still be a buyer. God forbid the NVIDIA number is good. Now you know what's going to happen. This ACMR, G-Money, Gerard has been on this thing. We wanted to buy it too because it was acting well. It's not a barn burner. But you know what? The stock's gone from 12 to 16 and the room trades it. It acts properly. You know, one of those things acts properly. It had been acting properly. Carvana, APP, another one. Second strongest stock on the board. They tried to shake you out. That's it. Where's our city? Here's our Citibank. All right. You know what I mean? When everybody starts talking about it, especially with the volume, is that capitulation? Absolutely not. I'm not buying any type of banks in my fund. This is to me a dead cat bounce until it shows something, or at least breaks this proverbial frozen rope and gets above 42. Then I could say maybe the short-term, very immediate short-term pressure is off. And I don't think I'd be alone there in that thinking. Okay. Oh, that's why they missed some good rips today. Fastly, another one that I had my eye on. You can't catch everything. But you know what? This dog of dogs, Lewis, I know you're going to back me up on this. This Fastly, it was hanging in there, building and building and building, almost like digging out of there. You know, it was digging. Like Tony Pistachio after one of those bones that you have to hide in the yard. But you know what? This volume in here, was digging. It was digging and digging, and then it had this just breaking above this other level. See this high here, this volume, and that closing high. That was the spot to buy at 2021. Now it's breaking out of a flag. It looks good. It's shorted. It has a rip in it. A year ago, 2 years ago, it was 150. I'm not saying it's going back there, but I would be maybe as aggressive as coach would say. Maybe it goes back to 30, 10%, 20%. Maybe it goes back to 25. I don't know, but that's not a stock I would be short. No question about that. It's like a Cisco in the making to a degree. We're not out of the woods yet. Much better action. VFS. What's this thing doing? VFS. It's a ripper, man. The last time I brought it up here was 35. Now it's 38. But it's doing the volume. I don't like the volume here. You know what? I'd be selling VSF here at 38. Not shorting. Selling VFS. Paper trade, Mike V selling VFS 38. All right, let's go on. Let's moving on here. We'll get to more option flow. We'll get to the wise guys and I'll take questions. Let's look at option flow. Because now I'm signed back on the Jesus feed, although I'm signed in like 8 different places. Okay. Let's go here. Market update. Right here, Microsoft bullish. Wise guys, screen share. Hang in there, guys. Microsoft bullish, October. CCL bullish. MRU, Dow bearish. That's going, we know what? Dow Chemical goes with CF. Nobody has interest. They're loading into the CCL calls. I didn't trade that poorly. It was hurting me. I took the CCL short off at 17. It went to 15. Now it's up to date. Blah, blah, blah. First day up. Scrolling up on the RSI. RCL I saw was strong all day. Not for me. It's not sexy enough. It's one day up. If it holds and fills, then I don't like these first day ups out of that. I don't like that. I don't like first day ups. I don't like first day ups. I like 3 days down. And I like 3 doors down. Alex, you might know the band. All right, CCL, what are they doing here? Zoom calls. Lewis. Zoom, they're going out to September 72s. I could have traded this better because I thought the worst was over. Especially, you know what? This type of comeback yesterday on Zoom. I have too many windows open. Hold on a second. Oh. This comeback yesterday in Zoom, new share, was actually impressive. And it felt like it was going to hold, especially when it never broke low by like 1 o'clock. It even held those. It felt like it. Lewis, good trade. I hope you made well in it. All right, let's take some questions. Anybody? Coach, good entry point. Thank you. My advice is to read the tape. Read the tape. Price action over sentiment. G Money. This is a perfect example of Paul, G, or anybody else in the room. Okay. And Gerard still saved me a lot of money. So it saved me a ton of money. I can't forget it. I think I punted that index at 18. I'll never forget. I think I sold it at 18. Right here. Fact. I sold it at like 24 in November. Gerard saved me a ton. Yeah, 18. Right before it tanked. Went to 5. All right. We all know it's a dog and a poor vaccine company. But you know what? The last couple of days, just the same as like a Fastly. Volume broke out of the downtrend. It has its type of moves. Actually, it's got this 30. No, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's holding in there. Still taking option play. It is $9. Maybe it's leveraged to a 10, some sort of 10 strike price where maybe there's some sort of gamma squeeze or unwinding of some sort of puts. But there's NVAC still taking calls. You know, it's not a barn burner, but that's an example of Paul saying my advice is to learn to read the tape. I post option sentiment, volume, because those are instruments that measure the tape. Opinions are relevant. The one thing we were never allowed to do on our trading desk for years and years and years. One thing, you could do anything. You could smash it. I once saw a guy smash a guy keyboard's head over them. Is that don't give an opinion unless you're asked. Because one of these guys go, oh, this Hewlett Packard's strong. And somebody goes, well, do you have any? And he's like, well, no. Well, if it was that strong, you'd have some. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's leave it here. The VFS still ripping. IQ going. Riot bouncing. These are gainers the last 15 minutes. This is all I really care about at this time of day, guys. Volume, price action, decent range. These are gainers in the last 15 minutes. Obviously, VFS needs no introduction. FULC, IQ going up the volume, not interested. How about percent losers in the last 15 minutes? VCIG, LABD, NVAX. LABD means they're taking up the other NVAX. They're taking down now. The vaccines are over. Are they taking down Myrna? Are they taking down the vaccines? Because I had a heavy position in a vaccine stock. All right, let's look at the movers for the day. I mean, I could go the percent loser the last 60 minutes. No, that's obviously a better gauge because it's the longer sample size of another 30 minutes as opposed to 15 minutes or actually another 45 minutes. But let's look at most actives. Take a picture. You know what I mean? VCIG, I said it was halted early in the morning. I don't play it. Average volume's 200,000, straight at 35 million. It's, you know what I mean? All stocks here. But listen, these are the people that are trading today. Skews, Tesla, Soxel, KVUE, another Alex one's Foot Locker I brought up, Planeteer, Apple naturally, Grab. I did not post in the room. I thought it was Grubhub. Label a little bit of bounce with not enough volume. Silver, thank God. Macy's, dead cat bounce. Google was the first one. And you not interested. Nike, it's self-explanatory. What is Nike? I'll leave it with Nike. You know what? That was a fun stock. I put it in there. I sold it at like 111. It went to 120. I felt like a putz. 111. Sold it at 111. Yeah. No, it was back here. Right here. Anyway, there's Nike. I don't even know. This is such a this has so many layers to it. Retail, China, inflation, a bad sector going with it. It had poor price action to begin with. I don't know what to do with it. It's turning into an indicator for me instead of a trader. It might as well be the dollar or the UUP, or it might as well be TLT Nike. It's one of those freaking macro things that affects the world. Is TLT. Coach, if I want to know about TLT, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right here, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Paul, thanks for the advice. Paul's got pretty freaking good advice. He's been around. He's been beat up. All right. This is what I'm going to do right now as I sign off 11:25, Wednesday, Nevada Eve. I'm going back to watch Coach's video, which is streamed an hour ago, already garnering 100 views. Welcome to have you back, Warrior. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to the earnings list for tonight. I already posted in the morning here. So here's our list of earnings tonight. So don't be surprised if you're not aware that any of your stocks have get affected by this what I call pin action. Top earnings after whatever, Guess, NTAP, Nvidia, Snowflake taking tremendous calls. But you know what? It looks like those are the bad calls. I'm not sure yet. Splunk moves the market tomorrow morning. What are we interested in? Burlington Coat Factory, Dollar Tree. We spoke about it. Futu. Ooh, a great trade on Futu. Ooh, look at Futu. I wrote this Futu up. Gerard, give me a hands up, man. I wrote this thing. I saw this thing. 46. Futu right now. What's Baba doing? JB, any bounce? A little bit. Baba, any bounce? They bounce just like that, these freaking things. But that Futu has earnings. It's going to be a mover. Share screen. And we'll leave it off with what else has earnings in the morning. NetEase, TD Bank, WB, all China. All China. All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks for sharing. Have a plan, Mike V. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock with Coach. He'll be on at 9 o'clock. We'll keep posting throughout the day, including the video, okay? Have a plan. Number one, have a plan. You can always adjust. That's number one. Thanks for sharing, Paul, G, everybody else, V. Keep sharing, please. We appreciate your pictures and your comments. It makes the room more accountable and even more personal. We never want to let anybody down. We believe in quality over quantity, and that's why we're here, everybody. So cheers. Thanks for sharing.